There's so much good going on with HBCUs. But one thing that stands out is the coaching. From recruiting to teaching young men how to play this game the right way has improved leaps and bounds. And that's just one step of the goal. The next goal is to get a lot of these football athletes drafted. 4 is not enough. I repeat, 4 is not enough. There needs to be more. But with these coaches, you're going to start seeing another brand of football, hard-hitting, explosive plays, passion that resonates with the fan bases. HBCUs will put out the most exciting play in FCS. I guarantee it, and I'll chime in. What's good, everyone? This is Raw Truth Media, giving you the raw content that you deservedly need. Please like and share this video. Peace and blessings. All praise to the Most High. Now, I'm going to do something a little different. We're going to talk about a lot of HBCU coaches. Not all of them, but a lot of them. What they have done for their school, what they look forward to. And if I could, if I had the power to put 12 to 14 coaches on this thumbnail, I would, but I can only do 5. So before you come in and say, why is this coach not on this thumbnail? Why? It's because I can only choose 5. I mean, I could have done it a different ways. Fred Mcnair could have been on there, many other coaches. But I'm going to talk about each coach and their impact, in my opinion. So first, I'm going to go with Eddie George. In no order when I say the coaches' names. But Eddie George, I've been impressed with what he's done with Tennessee State. Their recruiting's getting better throughout the year. His first year, he was just scrambling around to get a couple of athletes to play for his squad. That last fall for Tennessee State was pretty much their spring. They didn't have Coach George for the spring season. They signed him late into approaching summer of 2021. So Eddie George had to get the ball rolling. But he has so many things to look forward to. He has Sterling, the running back, coming back. Offensive line, who's big and physical. They're coming back, and they added Draylon Ellis, transfer quarterback from Austin Peay. Very talented. And I wouldn't be surprised if they win their conference. Meaning, if they win their conference, they're going to be in the playoffs. So look forward to them. Fred Mcnair. One thing I respect about Fred Mcnair is that he has his kids playing so hard for him. There's a saying, when you play Alcorn State, you better play them for 4 quarters. Because if you take 1 quarter off, they're going to creep back up and creep back up and creep back up. You can see it in the huddles when you watch them on TV or if you watch them in the game. When they look into the eyes of Fred Mcnair, it's a full bought in. They don't want to let him down. Now, they have a transfer from Louisiana Tech, Allen. Solid game. He's a balanced quarterback, meaning he could run a bit when you ask him to, but he really runs to throw. If he can elevate his play, maybe Alcorn can have a better record than what people think. But I don't know what record they'll have, but I know one thing, they do not give up. Hugh Jackson, Grambling State. He was the offensive coordinator of Tennessee State, and folks would ask me, will he do the same things as he did with Tennessee State, meaning a run-centric offense? Really, what he does is a multiple sets. He's going to pass the ball more with Grambling. I guarantee you with that. If they're going to run They're going to run when there's mismatches, when there's time to run. But Hugh Jackson's doing his thing, man. He's treating high school recruiting like NFL scouting. Just take a look at Grambling's recruiting class. Taller, rangy wide receivers improving the red zone. Strong, stout, offensive, defensive line, 300-plus pounders. Long, rangy DBs. And that's why they signed Leroy Page, who was a high 3-star that had a lot of Power 5 conference scholarships. 6'4" DB. And he'll probably play safety, most likely. This is what they have done. Explosive running backs. If they could just put it all together. Because this is Coach Jackson's first year. And we would love to see Grambling State as a power. Because when Grambling's great, that's great for the SWAC, that's great for all HBCUs. I don't care who says otherwise. Then we have Buddy Pugh. Buddy Pugh is a legend. And when he won the Celebration Bowl, well coached. His team was bought in. And one thing that's very underrated about Buddy Pugh, he develops his players into becoming NFL draftees. Just look at his resume. In South Carolina State, you could say this past decade or even longer, have been constantly putting out prospects into the league. You can look at a laundry list and say, man, he played for South Carolina State. He played for South Carolina State. Jacoby Durant just got drafted coming out of South Carolina State. I have so much respect for him. And with Shaq Davis coming back, Flowers the quarterback, this team is going to be ready to roll. And they're going to cause some problems. They're going to cause some problems in the MEAC. They're going to have a stout defense. They're going to put up points. And do not forget, their non-conference schedule prepares them throughout the season. So South Carolina State is always battle-tested. So I have a lot of respect for that team. Willie Simmons, FAMU, created nothing but consistency. From a social media presence, the Spotlight, the Why Not series on ESPN, they're changing the game. And they believe as a team that they can win it all. You got to have that mindset. And when we watch the Orange Blossom Classic, you're going to see two teams in FAMU and Jackson State give it their all. And that's what we want to see. With Isaiah Land anchoring that defense, do not expect a drop-off. And you're already seeing FAMU's recruiting class. They've added a ton of speed. So you already know they're going to be having a winning season. The next coach, Vincent Dancy. Man, I have so much respect for this brother. Turning, again, nothing into something. Creating funding for his school to have better facilities, just better everything. A better field for Mississippi Valley State. And he's doing a remarkable job. If I'm Mississippi Valley State, I'm making sure Coach Dancy is set. Making sure he has a long, lengthy contract because he deserves it. I don't know exactly what record they could have. But do I believe they'll steal some games? Oh, most definitely. Watch next season. There's probably going to be a matchup where we, the HBCU viewers, may think that Mississippi Valley could not win. And you look at the scoreboard and say, dang, they pulled it off. They're going to be that team. And if Mississippi Valley State has a winning season, there's going to be a lot of people, a lot of universities knocking on this door. So it's important for Valley to keep Dancy around. Dancy seems like a good brother, a great brother. Seems like someone who wants to build You already seen him with Coach Prime. We know that they have a strong rivalry, but he doesn't let that get in the way of building. That's what it's all about. Next coach will be Conor Maynard. No matter what you think about him, he's an impressive offensive mind. And look at Kill Glass's numbers. That should tell you everything. Whoever's the quarterback at Alabama A&M for 2022 is giving keys to a Lambo. The quarterback who has less turnovers in practices can hold the ball and not have too many rambunctious just throws or trying to be Patrick Mahomes every time when they're not. Coach Maynard's not looking for that. He wants the QB to make the right read. So it could be any other quarter. It could be Xavier Langford. And he seems like someone that takes care of the ball better. Or it could be Quincy Casey. He has a strong arm. He has talent. So we'll see what happens. But I expect the Alabama A&M defense to improve somewhat. The DBs are a lot better, talent-wise. Offensively, I think it would regress, but they'll put up enough numbers because Akil Glass is not walking out that door. I'm just keeping it a buck. I kind of wish Akil Glass is playing on this team. Can you imagine if Akil Glass was on this Alabama A&M team? Oh my God. The numbers he would put up, the wins they would have. So be on the lookout at Alabama A&M. They're going to get some wins. Trust me. Lastly, Coach Prime. Coach Prime has done a lot of great things for HBCUs. It seems like each day they're trying to take away what he's accomplished. When you're successful in something throughout your life and you earned your success, there's always nitpicking and hating. You see people say, it's not about Coach Prime. Why does he have the spotlight? But they fail to realize he's doing it for all HBCUs. How many times you see him post about it's all of us, the emphasis of us. Just because Coach Prime is not at your school doesn't mean you got to shit on JSU. That goes for anybody. I was on social media earlier within the day, and I commented on someone's post because they were pretty much saying if Coach Prime left, that Jackson State would pretty much be mediocre. They would be sorry. They'd be trash. That they have no history. I'm just insinuating, but yeah, pretty much that. There will be nothing without Coach Prime. But we got to understand, hypothetically, this is hypothetically, by the way, if Coach Prime ever left within the four years, you don't think a talented coach would take that job? Hypothetically, let's say this is 5 to 6 years from now. Let's say 5 to 6 years, Coach Prime moves on. Hypothetically. Well, you have Coach Dancy. He played at Jackson State. And around that time, Jackson State, the prestige of the school would be higher. So the candidates will be better than what people think. So by that time, I say about 2025 or 2026, Jackson State will have a reputation that coaches want to go to. Like, I want to go to that school. They're going to be the it school. And you put Coach Dancy on that team, this is hypothetically, by the way. I'm not saying it's going to happen. You don't think they will have a winning team? Think about it. Any coach, and if it doesn't have to be an HBCU coach, any coach, man, if it's 2026 and let's say Coach Prime decided that, hey, he did all he could. He He accomplished a lot, moved on, respectfully. You don't think top-notch coaches, assistants, won't take that job, even if it's for a year? They would. See, Ashley Robinson figured out the blueprint. You get a respectable name that coached in some aspect. What if this is 2026 or 2025, and again, let's say Coach Prime goes to another school. Ray Lewis, Ed Reed. I mean, the list goes on. So you pick your poison. Now, will they be like Coach Prime getting Travis Hunter every year? Probably not. They'll get talented players. But I don't know why we have these type of discussions about Coach Prime. Why can't we just be excited of what he's doing now, what he's doing for HBCUs? It's like they want him to leave more than staying and growing out HBCUs to greener pastures. It's the weirdest thing. But when I made that post that, hey, FAMU, because it was a FAMU player, I said FAMU has a fantastic university, but you don't have to put down JSU to big your school up. Had all types of people liking that post, from FAMU to Grambling, it seems like a different school liked that post. And then someone threw jabs at me. And I like to treat everybody respectful. So I don't believe in doing this jarring, this senseless jarring that doesn't make any sense. And I was called being a participant trophy mentality. That I have the participant trophy mentality. That's funny because when Jackson State lost to South Carolina State, I grilled them. I talked about how their offensive line was weak and that they needed to improve the worst way. I talked about the energy of the game was lacking, that they weren't prepared. I said throughout after the game, and I didn't make any excuses. So I could tell some people don't watch my show if they really think I have a participant trophy mentality. It's about winning. That's all that matters. And just because I want, let's say, 4 HBCUs to be ranked in the top 25, that's seeing a bigger picture. That's not a participant trophy mentality. But that's what I'm talking about. They think that's trash talk. That's not trash talking. When you're belittling the history of a school, that's beyond trash talking. That's different if Southern says, hey, this is our year. We're about to whoop everybody's ASS. That's trash talking. But you don't see anybody saying, hey, man, their university's trash, man. They ain't got no prestige. They ain't got... Come on, man. There's a difference. But I just want to put that out there, man. There's so many great things happen for HBCUs. Let's not get distracted because the powers that be, they want us to do that. They want us to be infighting and all that. I'm not participating in that. Everybody else can have fun and do all that buffoonish stuff, but I wasn't raised to be just dwelled into it, man. It's just not in my DNA. But y'all have a blessed day, and I'm out.